Stop doing bench press to improve punching power. I want to start this video by saying that I personally love the bench press. It's a fun exercise and it's a great way to build bilateral strength through your extremities. It will also undoubtedly contribute to throwing a harder punch. That being said, you don't have to look far on the internet to find examples of guys with big, strong arms who don't know how to throw a punch. And you can also find plenty of examples of guys who can't bench press anything who can punch extremely hard. And that's because real punching power comes from explosive, rotational, core-driven movement. Because of that, I'm going to show you guys my favorite landmine exercise for developing core-driven rotational strength so that you can take the power that you're building in the weight room and transfer it right into your opponent's face. All right, guys, without any further ado, let's head to the gym for an exclusive tutorial on the Landmine University split snatch. All right, guys, let's get into this tutorial. We're going to be looking at the Landmine University split snatch and how we can use it to increase our punching power. Now, when we do this, we are doing a snatch, which means we're going to go from the floor all the way overhead in one movement. Now, for our starting position, we're always going to coil up to the front foot side. So if my right foot's forward, I know I'm going to reach down for the bar with my left hand. That's already going to put us in a position where we feel like we're wound up and ready to throw a punch. We can't go out with our shoulders square and expect to create any power when we're punching. There has to be rotation through the spine, and our starting position is coiled, so we've got side bend and rotation towards that front foot. Now what I want to do is I want to use my entire body with good posture to get that bar moving. I'm going to create a high pull by staying coiled and getting as long as I can through that left side of my body. When it's time to hit that switch, hit that snatch, I'm going to be closing that side of my body down and creating rotation the same way I would if I was trying to throw a hard punch. So let's see what this looks like. I've got rotation, I've got side bend. I'm going to switch my feet so I know I'm using my entire body. And then I'm going to catch that snatch in my landmark coiled up to the other side. So right now the left shoulder's down and back, the left hip is up, and I've created that short side tension through the left side of my core. Once again, I'm starting with the long extension, which is how you would feel if you were extended on a punch. Remember, pulling that first one back, that's how we create that power, and that's layered into this movement. So throwing that straight punch, that hand's reached down for the bar, using my entire body, and throwing and getting back home to that coiled position landmark. And right now, my right side's extended. That's why that right foot goes back. I can feel that stretch through my right lat, through my right oblique. And that's going to help me find that full range when it's time to turn over that number two when I start throwing my combos. All right. One more time, another thing to remember, you want your eyes straight ahead. We want to keep forward intent through the target. We're not turning our head as part of this movement. I'm looking straight forward at the beginning, all the way through the end. Now that first hand that's on the bar is the one that's generating most of the force. All right. Throwing through full extension and pulling back, that's what sets up that elastic recoil. That's what creates the power. So as I do this exercise, my left hand, the first hand that's on the bar, really wants to think about throwing that bar and want to stay coiled on the right for as long as possible so I can skip the middle and get to that last position fast. I love this exercise for punching power for a bunch of reasons. First one's obvious. We're doing the same mechanic through our core. So we're building explosiveness through the spine, adding rotational power into our weightlifting. And the other thing I love about this is that it's going to help us find our non-dominant side and address it. So when you're doing this with your athletes, you want to make sure you spend time with both sides, but give a little bit of extra attention to the non-dominant side. You're always going to find that one side is a little bit easier than the other. All right, guys, that's it for this tutorial on the Landmine University split snatch. Let's get back into the lab. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that tutorial on the Landmine University split snatch. When I'm using that exercise with my athletes, we're usually doing 5 to 8 sets, and usually it's just 1 to 3 reps on each side. Focus on a lot of force development and a lot of bar speed. Now, if you do it right, you can incorporate that into your program as part of a well-balanced approach. So you can still do your bench press, but including some of that explosive rotational movement is going to help you get as much carryover as possible from your strength work into your actual fighting ability. All right, guys, that's it for this video. I'll see you next time at Landmine University.